This is a sneak peek of the AGS Social Studies. This will be for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. In 6th grade, your student will be learning world history, in 7th grade, geography, and in 8th grade, U.S. history. Today we're going to look at the 7th grade geography. So when you receive your homeschool bundle, first you'll receive this parent guide, which just gives you just a brief explanation about how to prepare, an overview of the materials, how to use the materials, and some lesson plan ideas. You'll receive a student textbook, which is just very similar to what you would see in a typical public school. This is 36 weeks of instruction, so you have your full year's worth of social studies here in this textbook. You'll also receive a student workbook, and within this workbook is just one workbook page for each lesson that is provided within the textbook. So reinforcement for what was learned that day. And finally, you'll receive a teacher's edition. Now this may seem a little overwhelming because it is geared towards a classroom setting. So you'll find there's learning style ideas, there's ESL ideas, there's project ideas, many, too much, too much for a homeschool parent. But it might be helpful if you run into a roadblock with your student, or you just need to pep it up a little bit and find a project instead of doing a workbook page. So this may be useful to you, or you may just use it for the answer keys. There are answer keys in here as well. So it'll be up to you on how much you use the teacher guide. So let's take a look at kind of what a typical lesson will look like. Geography here is broken up into 10 units, and then you'll see within the units it's broken up into chapters and then lessons. Looking at how many lessons and things there are, I would count on doing one lesson a day to make sure you complete the curriculum by the end of the school year. So a typical lesson here is really, I think, especially at the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade level, I would gear it towards independent study. Some parents might want to use the teacher guide and kind of speak through it and prepare a lesson for their student, but I think this is formatted in a way that it can be used individually as well. So I would say that for your first lesson, so your first day, the student will read the text. So they'll read through the text, and then at the end of the text, there's kind of some questions for review. There might be a writing prompt, a question that maybe you guys could discuss, or you could have them write it out in a journal. So this part, and then they would go to their student workbook and find the chapter 1, lesson 1 page to reinforce what they read and what they learned that day. Now, if you're looking in your teacher guide, you will also see the same text that the student just read is right here, and then all your ideas for if you want to branch out and discuss it with your student or teach something different or throw in a project would all be around the text there. But I wanted to show you then right here the questions that are at the end of each lesson. You'll have answers right here in the book for those questions. And then finally, for the workbook page, that was completed. You'll be able to turn in your teacher's guide to the very back here, and find all your answers to all the workbook pages. Okay, so let's see, lastly, when you get through with a chapter, you'll see a chapter summary of what was learned, and then finally a chapter review. Now there are no assessments in this, there's just chapter reviews. So as the parent, it will be up to you to decide if you just want to let them, have this be an open book review, or if you want to test their knowledge and use this as an assessment, just to see what they remember. It's going to be up to you. But at the end of each chapter, like I said, there will be a review. So that is your sneak peek of what the 7th grade geography looks like. And it would be my guess that since this is made from the same vendor, it's made from Pearson, that the world history and the U.S. history will be formatted in the same way. So if you have any other questions or would like to talk about this further, please give me a call, Star Williams, at 503-758-3636.